Is Russia wants World War III? On 24th of February 2022, Russia attacked on Ukraine and more than 137 resident people, 450 troops, soldiers died and more than 300 got injured.
The United States will defend every inch of NATO territory. The United States and our allies and partners will respond decisively.
I think everybody should be in no doubt that were Russia to be so foolish to make the catastrophic mistake of invading any part of Ukraine.
What would China do if war breaks out? A. Blame the West for instigating the crisis, and B. Help Putin navigate Western sanctions.
It means we can see here that world's countries are divided into Russia-Ukraine problem, and all have the fear that what Russia is going to do next. And is this the beginning of World War III? Hello my friend, this is Reaction Dude. In today's video, I am going to explain what is the real tension strategically and emotionally between Russia and Ukraine. Those who are new first timers on my channel, I request you, please subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. So without doing any further ado, let's start the video. To make you understand what is the real problem, I divided the problem into two sections. One is emotionally or the personal problem, and second is strategically problem. So let's first discuss what is the emotionally problem between Russia and Ukraine. To understand this, we must go into the history when the major unrest started between these two countries in 1991. This is the same year when USSR, Soviet Union, got fragmented, got separated into 15 different countries. And Ukraine was one of them. And the Ukraine was the part of Russia. Now, you might have a question in your mind that what is bad in that? If Ukraine belongs to Russia, what is bad if they want it back? But that's not the easy and the real case. To understand better what is the emotional problem, we must go little in history more. In 1921, Lenin's Red Army invaded Ukraine. And in 1922, USSR was established. USSR was the union of 15 different Soviet Socialist Republic countries, and Ukraine was one of them. Now, you might have a question in your mind that in 1921, Lenin invaded Ukraine. So what was the status of Ukraine before 1921? Before 1921, Ukraine was independent country. They got their independence in 1918. Now, again, you will have question, then from who they got independence? They got independence from Russian Empire. But the demand of being free or getting independence among Ukrainians' major people was from the time of the Russian Empire. Now, before we go further, you must keep in your mind that since 1921, Ukrainians have that desire of being free. Now, that's a one side of coin that what happened in 1921. Now, let me talk about another side of coin that is really interesting and the most crucial part. Now we have to understand what happened in 1991. 1991 is really historical year when the Soviet Union got demolished. And that's where the time when Ukrainians got their true independence. And after that, Ukrainians thought that now we are free, we are independent country, we will have good relation with the European countries, with the Western countries, we will develop, we will do this, that. But there's a catch. There is a big group in Ukraine itself who are pro-Russians, who have sympathy towards Russia and Russians. They always believe that Russians and Ukrainians ethnically are same. They share same kind of look. They share same kind of language. They share same kind of food. The culture is almost same. They share a major religion, which is Christianity, is also same. They always believe that the separation of 1991 was not the separation. In fact, they believe it's a partition of the country. And for them, it was a tragic event, tragic moment. And here comes the entry of our main hero, who is Vladimir Putin. Putin was among the people who always believed that Ukraine is not separated. It's a part of Russia and they belong to us. He always believed that these are the Russians who forced to cut off from the Russia, and which is really tragic for him. So now you again have question in your mind that if he believes that Ukrainians are belong to them, they are same like us, then why he is killing now Ukrainians? So this is the first part of the story when I explain that what is emotionally or the personally issue Putin or Russians have for the Ukrainians. Now let's talk about what Russia has problem with the Ukraine strategically. The people who are living in eastern part of Ukraine, which has border with the Russia, they are pro-Russians. But a part of them, means a part of the eastern people, most of the Ukrainians, they want their independent country and they do not want to go back to the Russia again. If you see Ukraine's total population is 41 million. And when they brought up with this question, when they asked that if you want to go with the Russia or not, 53% showed their interest in negative. They do not want to go. And these 53% wants to go with the European Union. And among them, 46% wants Ukraine to join NATO. Now, when I brought up the terms European Union and NATO, you should understand it is going through the strategic movement. It means any country who try to attack on any NATO member country, all NATO country will get together and they will protect that particular country. And that is the alarming sign for the Russia. They cannot allow or they cannot tolerate that many European countries go into the NATO as well as go into the European Union. That is really bad for them. And when Russia arised this question, NATO simply just said that Ukraine is an independent country. They are free to join or not join NATO. It's up to them. And then Putin showed up into the media and threatened or warned Ukraine not to join NATO, not to do this anymore.
Но вы понимаете или нет, что если Украина будет в НАТО и военным путем будет возвращать себе Крым, европейские страны автоматически будут втянуты в военный конфликт с Россией. Конечно, потенциал объединенной организации НАТО и России несопоставим. Мы понимаем. Но мы также и понимаем, что Россия одна из ведущих ядерных держав. А по некоторым компонентам, по современности даже многих опережает. Победителей не будет. И вы окажетесь втянутыми в этот конфликт помимо своей воли.
But Ukraine did not listen. And that's why on 24th February 2022, Russia attacked on Ukraine. Now, when I'm making this video or when you will see this video, I don't know what will be the count of dead people in Ukraine. I do not know about that. But one thing is sure that in any part of the world, if war happens, whole world has to go through the problem, has to go through the chaos. Or another biggest problem or the issue is Russia is the biggest exporter of crude oil as well as gas. So if anything happens in the Russia, if or NATO or other developed countries or another countries, they cut the relation, they put pressure on the Russia, ultimately it will create inflammation in many countries, and obviously inflammation would definitely affect more to the underdeveloped country and developing country. Underdeveloped country and the developing countries like Philippines and India has to suffer. And what we can do, we can just pray that this is not the beginning of World War III, because it's look like that, because the Russia is not in mood to give up. We cannot tolerate another world war. At the last, I can only say that we can only pray for the Ukraine people, and God bless Ukraine. This is a Reaction Dude signing off now. Please share me. Please comment me. How did you like this video? There are so many viewers who do not subscribe me. I like to request you. Please tell me what I'm doing wrong, where I'm going wrong, what I'm not doing proper. I will try to correct it and bring you a good video. Please, please, please subscribe, like. If you think that this video should be shared, please share, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Ciao.